Hello, hello, people. Come on, come all to this magical adventure. Uh, Welcome to Sid's Anime Corner. That's what I think I'm gonna call it. Welcome to my podcast. I'm just here. I wanna talk about some anime. I mean, uh, I'm not too sure why I wanted to start a podcast. I'll be honest. I feel like I just like talking about anime. You know, uh, and maybe I'll have some opinions that might get people to think about anime a different way, or not, or I could be full of shit. Who knows? you know, Everyone thinks you're the fucking smartest guy in the room until people say you're not. So my name's Sid, as per the title of the show. Uh, let's see. I got into anime when I was in high school. I had a friend. I mean, well, I'm actually not in high school. I think everyone was watching anime back in the day. Watch Yu-Gi-Oh. Watch Naruto when that was on. Uh, what else? Yu Yu Hakusho. Sailor Moon when I was back on back in the day when I was a kid. Digimon, Beyblade. Uh, the list goes on. Toonami. I think everyone grew up watching Toonami at some point. So I mean, so everything that was on Toonami, pretty much I had watched. Uh, yeah. So, Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z. Everyone watched that. Dragon Ball Z. Actually, I don't think I wasn't watching it when Dragon Ball was airing. I don't think. I actually could. I feel like when I first started talking about anime, I was like, Dragon Ball. Holy shit! Did I watch that? I feel like it was a whole fever dream. I don't remember Goku being a kid. Maybe when I was like really small, that was airing, and I caught that on TV. But for the most part, I don't think I did. So yeah, I mean, like most people in America, I grew up watching Toonami. Four Kids, Four Kids had the Beast dubs, had the only thing I like about One Piece actually. I know my One Piece friends will fucking hate me for this, but the best part about One Piece was the first opening. The first opening was the best one, man. Gaio, Gaio. She was godlike. I liked that a lot. Too bad that didn't force me to watch the series, but I really enjoyed that opening. I know a lot of other kids did too. They had to. Uh, so yeah, so like most people that were watching anime, you know, and then it wasn't until I want to say maybe eighth or ninth grade, one of my friends would come over and he would talk to me about Naruto and how they were episodes airing in Japan, but it was in Japanese. I was like, wait, what the fuck? What do you mean? Naruto's out. It's in English, But no, he was like, nah, it's the stuff that's not dubbed yet, So he would show me on YouTube. He would show me on YouTube all the episodes chopped up into little bitty pieces, like one out of five or something like that, and it's in sub with the subtitles. I don't even know if they were official subtitles. It could have just been some random guy in the basement just making shit up. Who knows? No one fact checked those back then. But yeah, he showed me like those those episodes, and that's probably the first time I was like, oh, so like anime is not just like a thing in America. I thought it was like maybe not made in America. Yeah, no, I thought it was like made in America. I didn't know Japan like would stagger like the releases of the sub and the dub. I thought they both came out at the same time or something like that. So that's crazy to think that we get stuff like a lot later than them. Uh, and so that actually didn't really get me into like more anime. I really didn't care much at that point. I think I was still too much on like fucking cartoons like Disney Channel and Nickelodeon stuff like that. Oh, excuse me. But then I got to what did I get to? I got to I got to high school, and one of my friends, he put me on to I don't know if it was Gantz or Berserk. He either put me onto Gantz or Berserk. Shout out to Justin. He put me on to Gantz or Berserk. Which I want to say it was Gantz. I don't know. I don't know which one it was. But either way, I watched one of those, and then that's it, man. My whole world was fucking wide open because at that point, like, because anime on TV and do like Toonami for kids, that shit is not like violent, you know. Even you can even see they change a lot of stuff like on 4Kids to make it more appealing to children. Like for Yu-Gi-Oh, what's it called? Oh, the Shadow Realm. Yeah, my bad. The Shadow Realm is not called the Shadow Realm in the manga. You just call like the darkness. You just die. You know, there's no stealing souls and shit like that. You just fucking get clapped. You know what I mean? So I was like really surprised when I saw like Gantz and Berserk and violent, how violent those things would be. And I was in high school, so in high school we're fucking like edgy, fucking yo, where's the violence, the blood, the sex appeal, shit like that. So that was my interests were very peaked around that time. I was like, oh wait, what? This anime shit, this shit's kind of crazy. Okay, let's see what's up. Let's see what's going on. Know what I mean? And I think then, yeah, I think then I would just search for stuff on my own at that point. I do remember that I was watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood like religiously. Like I was waiting for the dub to come out every season. I was like totally in love with that show. That was like probably one of the first shows that I was like, oh man, is it coming back yet? Is the new season out? So yeah, that's pretty much how I like stepped into like getting into anime like mostly. And then after that, it was just the grind. Finding a new show, binging it in 8 hours, rinse and repeat. Because people didn't have shit to do in high school. That's all we did, especially during the summer. Watched so much anime during my high school years. It's crazy. It's kind of sad because now I can't. I can't do that anymore, man. It sucks. How much I wish I could go back to being a whippersnapper, just binging anime for 12, 13 hours a day, falling asleep doing it again. Let's see. So yeah. So I just started watching anime, and then eventually, yeah. I mean, what else is there? We just kept watching anime. I resisted subs for a long time. Not subs. Yeah, I resisted subs for a long time. Not sure why. I think it's just like what happens when you're watching English for a long time, and then you're like, you don't want to be associated with those real people that like that watch anime. I know what you guys talk. No, I mean you know what I mean. Like the real weaves. You know what I mean. The ones that are fucking Naruto running down the hall and shit. Come on. Like, you don't want to be associated with those guys. You think that watching subs is like a fucking virus. You watch one subbed anime, you're fucking... the next day you're saying, Oni-chan! So I don't know. I resisted it for a long time. Until it was just like, man, I really want to watch this new thing that's coming out. So fuck it. Like, I don't care. Give me the virus. Give me all the fucking vaccines. Give me all that shit, man. I'll take it. Yeah, man. And then actually, and Berserk was the thing that got me into reading manga. Because I was not really about to try to, find a manga at the bookstore and shit like that, or go online. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't want to, but that Berserk ending, that shit was crazy. I had to, like, I didn't want to spoil it, but I just had to. I had to after the anime ended that way, So yeah, that got me into like pretty much, reading anime and manga to where I am today. Man, and then, there's really something about it's funny. I posted like this thing on Facebook. I was like, I'm doing this podcast. Does anyone have any like questions? And one guy did say like, what's wrong with like modern shonen anime? Shout out to Trevor. I don't think there is anything like necessarily wrong with modern shonen anime. I think it's just like the the more you watch anime, the more you just age regularly. Like the older you get, your tastes just get more like mature. I think that's what the reason is because a lot of like shonen anime just aren't. They're not like rooted in logic. you know, they they will win most of their fights through some means that will make zero sense. You know what I mean? Look at Naruto. Look at My Hero Academia. Dragon Ball Z. You know, you. It's very rare that they win off like pure skill alone. You know what I mean? And I think that just comes with age. I feel like I was watching a lot of Naruto and a lot of Dragon Ball Z, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh Shonen. I'm pretty sure Yu-Gi-Oh is a Shonen. I was watching a lot of that when I was little. I loved it. I ate it all up. That was amazing. And as I got older, as you experience like, I actually, I think it's like as you experience a little more life and just like going out in the world, you probably want things that are just more similar to the real world, just in general. At least for me, I'm gonna say that for me personally, anyway. And I think the people that also like don't like shonen anime, they probably feel the same way. It's just there's something about watching like a show. It's like and it's not the thing that like, and it's not like anime. What am I trying to say? It's not like anime. Anime is like a way to get away from the real world, but the fact that they put in so many adult themes and stuff like that, it's hard to like get away from the real world when you do stuff like that. So I think when people watch anime, they probably just want a little more realism to, the story and like fights and characters and stuff like that. That's why I mean, hey, that's why people really like Hunter x Hunter, man. It just makes sense. Or the author builds a world where logic is followed thoroughly. Like the laws of the world. There's not too many just like crazy things that happen just because like the main character has to do this or something like that. And that's why I don't like to shit on shonen. Actually, just kidding. I like to shit on Naruto, but I mostly do it for like fun, sort of. But I don't know. I just hate when people are just clouded by like how much nostalgia they have over Naruto. I think that's the big problem. I think that's the problem I have anyway. Uh, but yeah, no, and there are some shonen anime that like deviate from this like golden path of like popularness. Popularness, is that a word? I don't think that's a word. Like let's see, like it's like Naruto, like the popularness of like Naruto Sasuke, like the trope of like aloof main character who's like really strong, and then broody, edgy sub character who is like their opposite. Like that shit like that. That is like the worst trope in all of history, and I love when shonen anime like do not follow that at all. That's why My Hero Academia is like. I like it. Like I like the world, but man, the characters are like so shit, man. It fucking hurts. It really hurts me. It hurts my soul to the core, man. I really hate it. That's why it was really cool that Yu Yu Hakusho did that. Like it did that, but in reverse, and that was like the cool thing about it. No one expects the main character to be the fucking edgy loner, So it's always cool when people when authors deviate from the fucking shonen path, shonen jump path. If you want to be a shonen jump, if you want to get a shonen jump anime, you fucking get your aloof main character and your edgy opposite. Make millions. Look at that fucking Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z did that. You know, Goku, aloof, dumb. I want to fight all the time. Always with the smoke. Vegeta. Yeah, Kakarot, you're not better than me. You know, that's the whole series for, hundreds and hundreds of episodes, and we love it. I think it's just a way to reach like the general audience. I guess that's like a thing. There has to be like a science behind it or something. It has to be. There has to be some kind of science behind that sort of thing. Actually, who are the let's see. That's why every time there's like a strong like main character who just like who's not like the fucking aloof fucking the aloof archetype, it's like pretty good. Even though Jujutsu Kaisen's like sort of like that. Well, no, he's not aloof really. Well, he's aloof because he doesn't know anything about the fucking demon world, so that's a given, you know. So he's not like aloof in the sense that he's just actually like stupid. Although in a lot of ways he is like that. But I think that show Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't lean on the main character too much as like as like the main selling point. I think the main selling point is the world they build and the power system. But yeah, you know, I'll never understand why people. I I don't understand why people cap so hard for shonen anime. I mean, because honestly, it is not to be a fucking dick, but it is written for like teenagers, like 13, 14, 15. Like it's written for people like that. So I feel like with people in their like late 20s, 30s, you're capping really hard for like something that is written for children, like legit, like it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make like the show doesn't make sense. Like it actually does that on purpose. It does things on purpose to, you know, like the story is gonna be written, for the main character to win no matter what position they're in, no matter what adversity is thrown their way, no matter, it's written for the main character to win in the end. That's usually how it goes. And that's the other thing, predictability. Predictability is probably the worst thing a show can do. Not even just shonen, just in general. Predictability is the worst thing. No one wants to read a story and be like, oh yeah, I know how this is gonna end. But that's how it was with Naruto. My hero. Other stuff. I hate to harp on Naruto, my hero, so much, and it's funny because I actually like my hero. I think, see the season 5 that's airing right now. It's gonna have one of the best arcs in my opinion coming up, for sure. I like it, but there's a lot of stuff I don't like about it. Really, you know. I try to be fair. People, my friends on my friends list on Facebook, they don't think I'm fair, but I swear, I swear, man, I am really fair when it comes to anime. I think. 'Cause I like to think that way, Mm. Yeah. It's actually, it's really embarrassing, man. When I go back to like high school, it's very gross how much like ecchi anime I used to consume. It's very unnerving. Very unnerving. It's crazy that I was really just, watching that stuff in high school. It's so crazy. I feel like everyone goes through that phase though. Some people are still in that phase, even though they're probably my age. Which I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. I honestly don't. It's like on one hand, you're like, I don't care what you watch, because everyone's better watch what they want. But on the other hand, it's like, dude, you really just watching a show about girls with big titties and ass. Just it's just funny. I just don't understand. I don't get the appeal. I don't understand the appeal. I used to get that in high school when I was a fucking horny teenager, But I mean, nowadays I don't understand it. Like I don't get the. I think it's a. Yeah, I don't know. It's something about it. I don't know. I don't get it. Like people like to watch those shows. Like there's one coming out. I forgot the name of it. There's one coming out this season about. It's about an upperclassman, and he's being tormented by this underclassman. I know she's an underclassman. I don't know. Is underclassman ninth and 10th grade? I think that's ninth and 10th grade. Yeah, so he's being tormented by an underclassman. Like bullied, like legitimately bullied. Not hit bullied, but like she's always teasing him and shit. And like but the whole thing, like I saw the trailer, like the whole thing is that she probably like likes him. So there's like a teasing like thing like that. And like so much so that when another girl is about to tease him, she like gets in the middle of it. So it's you know, so it's very weird. I couldn't watch stuff like that. That's like it's too much. It's too much for me. I just don't understand it. I would love to talk with someone who does though. See what's up. See why they like it. Because and I do like stuff like relationship anime, like Kaguya. I watched like the first like I think 5 or 6 episodes of Kaguya, and that was really good. Kaguya's a really good one, you know. Uh, I think the reason Kaguya is so good is more deeply rooted in like reality, like anime reality, not like real reality. Because I mean, if you don't know the premise is like it's like the whole premise is like whoever confesses their love first is like the loser because they have all the power. So it's like it's a game of cat and mouse between two people that like each other trying not to confess their feelings for each other. So it's like really funny. It's like because that happens in real life, but this is just so much more dramatic, you know. But yeah. Actually, you know what? Speaking of relationship anime, I was not expecting to like Beastars. You know, that definitely came out of left field when I watched that. What last year? Was it last year? I think I watched it. Whenever it came out on Netflix, I was like, wow, I am not into this furry stuff, but this show is pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, it's probably because like the furry thing doesn't matter that much. It's more like they're like you could have replaced that with like people, and then it would have been fine. You know. So if you just like watch it without thinking of that, then it's like whatever. Although it is very weird watching like animals about to have sex on on video. Very unnerving. I was like, okay. Oh man, that fucking bunny was trying to get it in, boy. Jesus Christ. God damn. But yeah. So today, actually, all I wanted to do was, talk about some anime, talk about how I got into anime, talk about the AoT chapter. Talk about the last AoT chapter. Because the series is finally over. The series is finally done. Excuse me, Jesus. And I don't really know how to feel. Really don't. Really don't. Well, actually, let's just go through it. Let's just go through it and see what's up. So I cannot show it on video on YouTube, but so I'll just try to, explain it as best I can. Let's see. So, okay, so also spoilers. Anyone who is watching this on YouTube or not on YouTube, I'm about to go through the last chapter, so go ahead and click off or skip to somewhere else. All right. Or actually, you might as well just end the podcast. I think I'm going to end the podcast after this. All right, so pretty much what happens is Aaron and Armin are talking, And what Armin is talking about is pretty much what's happening in the story currently with them trying to kill Eren because he started the rumbling and they have to kill him because he's going to destroy the whole planet pretty much. And Eren is saying that he had to do this because he had to do this so that he could make the Eldians, yeah, they're the Eldians, right? Eldians look like heroes, make them look like heroes, and so they wouldn't get persecuted after this whole war. Pretty much make them look like the good guys and make Eren look like the bad guy. So they're talking about that. Yeah, you all be the saviors that people survived. Okay, so yeah, here's like my first problem. My first problem is that this whole thing, I don't understand why this had to be said, honestly. I I don't know. I think that it would have been better that if this was actually true, that no one knew about it. I would like that the fact that Aaron had never had like free control of what he was doing, like, or that he already knew what he was gonna do. I wish that that would have been like a theory that someone came up with, or like speculation or something like that. Oh, excuse me, man. Jeez. I don't want it to be like just outright said, "Hey, yeah, I'm just doing this so that you guys are the heroes and I'm the bad guy." And apparently, Armin knows this. Armin knows this, and okay, so they keep talking about it. There's one panel where Aaron and Armin just see a volcano, and that's it. Like, is that a volcano? It's like, yeah, yeah, dog, that's a volcano. Okay, and then Aaron explains. All right, so he explains how like Ymir and how Ymir knew King Fritz. Ymir used to work for King Fritz. And he actually fucking tore out her like tongue and like blinded her or something like that, like maimed her, killed her father, but apparently she still loved him. Come on now. I And then I see the comments. They're like, "Yo, she has Stockholm syndrome. That's why she still loved him." All this other stuff. And I'm just like, come on, man. Come on. Come on. For those, I don't know if anyone's watching who hasn't read the manga. Ymir is like was the first Titan. Uh, so I couldn't look at you. Okay, so she was in pain, looking for freedom. Uh, okay, and he says she waited for 2,000 years, hoping that someone would free her from the pain of her love, whatever that means. And finally, she arrived. That person was Mikasa. And no, I don't get. No, I don't think anyone gets why Mikasa is like the key to like this whole story. I don't think anyone understands that. I don't understand. I still don't understand that. So again, this feels like, to me, it feels like it was just ushered in, you know. Or if he did think of this before like the when he first started the story, he didn't. I don't think he did a good job of like hinting at it at all. And even Armin is like, "What? Why Mikasa?" And Aaron says, "Oh, that's something only the founder Ymir would know." So I mean, he goes to a great length to even say, I look, Aaron doesn't know, Armin doesn't know, I don't know, no one knows." So I don't get that part either. I mean, a lot of this feels like he just sort of threw it together, for the ending, and that's what I don't like. I don't like that. Uh, And then okay, he says all this was for the certain result that Mikasa being chosen would result in, whatever. Okay. So pretty much he's saying that like all the stuff that he did up until this point, you know, was just so that we could get to the point where Mikasa kills him. That's it. Him killing 80% of the population, you know, him he also says that like when Bertolt first stormed the wall in the first episode, he was supposed to get eaten by a Titan, but he stopped that, you know, due to his godlike powers as the attack Titan, and he decided to point it towards his mom instead. And I guess that was supposed to give him like the extra push to, you know, kill all the Titans, uh, you know, join the Survey Corps, you know, all that stuff. That's why. So yeah, the big takeaway from like this first part of the chapter is that he already knew like where the what the end was, what the end result was. Two, he's been influencing things because he's already seen like a future where he's already seen a future where all this stuff happens. So he has to like influence the future to like you know, fit this mold of what's going to go down. And then and then Armin brings up like him rejecting Mikasa's feelings, and then you know, Aaron responds with, you know, Aaron responds with like, I don't want that. I want her to only have feelings for me. I don't want her to find another guy. Even after I die, I want her to hold me in her heart for a long time. That is my man, simp Aaron dog turned into a simp. Even Armin admits that was really awkward. Yeah, I mean, and then I think the worst part, Armin decides to Armin says thank you. After all this, after he destroys 80% of the population, Armin says thank you. He's like, I, I really just don't get it. I feel like if there was a time for Armin to not be the fucking buddy guy who's like, I love you, Aaron, you know, this was the time. After all the bullshit, this was definitely the time Armin's like, okay, this was not right. You know? Whatever, I see your plan, but it wasn't good and it wasn't right, you know? But he did not say any of that. He said thank you. So after Aaron and Armin have this talk, Aaron Aaron what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Erases their memories. He erases their memories so they don't remember anything that happened until Aaron dies. So after Aaron dies, he remembers everything that happens. They wake up. No one has Titan powers. Mikasa takes Aaron's head, and she takes his head to some place where to bury it. And when everyone wakes up, it seems like everyone also has the same. They all remember this conversation that Aaron had with Armin. So I think every Eldian, either every Eldian or every person that was a Titan, had that same conversation with him, or not the same conversation, but they remember that conversation. And so it's pretty cool. Okay, after this is pretty dope. You know, Levi sees the whole survey corps. They do a little salute. Sees Hanj, Irwin, all those people. Then they see Connie and Jean see Sasha. Dope. Gabby and Falco embrace. Gabby some. I. It's crazy that Gabby didn't die from this. This is so crazy. Gabby was like a total anarchist in this series, man. She just got off scot free. I think that was pretty crazy. Ryder reunites with his mother, and then the Marlians come over and they like, hey man, how we know you're not Titans? How do we know you guys aren't Titans? You know, and Armin comes in with one last fucking big brain, talk. And they survive. I was really surprised they survived. There was literally like a whole firing squad ready to kill them because he thought they were like, they still could be Titans. And I'm surprised that he didn't just kill them, honestly. Very surprised. This is honestly a way happier ending than I thought. I thought Isayama would make this a much bleaker like ending, but honestly, it's not as bleak as I thought it would be. And then so yeah, after Armin, tells him, "Hey man, we're not Titans." You get a screen of Historia with a baby, who we do not know who the father was. We don't even know why that was an important plot point in the story. We have no idea. We do not know. That was such a huge thing about getting Historia pregnant, but it all didn't matter in the end. It all did not matter. And so the rest of the story is just the epilogue. They're just talking about what happened at the end. So pretty much after, like, people are still gonna like go to war because they still don't like each other, even though like the power of the Titans is gone. And yeah, the ending scene is all of the Eldian boys, Reiner, Armin, they're all like, what's it called? That's what I'm looking for. I feel fucking stupid. Intermediaries. They're like intermediaries between like the two cities, Eldians and Marlians. And so yeah, that's the end. The end is no more Titans, but the war still goes on. Yep, that's it. I mean, oh yeah, and then there's like the thing with the bird. I don't understand the bird thing too much. Mikasa is sitting at a tree, and when she's like just sitting there, the bird puts a scarf on her, and she looks up and says, "Aaron, you wrapped this scarf around me," And that's it. I mean, I really don't know. I really don't understand. I don't understand a lot of this. Or at least I understand it. I just don't understand what Isayama was thinking when he, when he decided to do this. I admire a lot of it, honestly. I think the ending's okay. If it was like a scale out of 10, I would probably give it a 6. Probably give it a 6. If I'm being honest, I think a 6 is apt. I think that's good. It's okay. I mean, hey, a lot of animes end terribly. They end very bad. So I'm glad I can give this a 6. To be honest, it's very mid ending to me. Yeah. I mean, you got to think though. A lot of our favorite anime end dreadfully, quite dreadfully. So I'm not surprised. I'm okay with Attack on Titan like this. I think as a whole, if I were to give this a real like 1 out of 10, I would probably give it a 7.5, maybe an 8. Cause it was a fun ride for sure. It was very fun. Very fun ride. I think that Attack on Titan was very ambitious. Did a lot of ambitious things. The whole like Titan powers, I think it just got really weird when they started introducing like the time travel with the memories and like it just got too. I think it got too much to handle, like too much to like to, you know, look over. Got a little weird toward the end, you know. You got because when you find there's something like about it, like about the whole show, like everything was pretty much predestined. If Aaron always knew like what was gonna happen or like what the end result would be, it's like the story is almost moot. You know, it's like it doesn't matter really because none of this was real. Hey, I mean that's the bigger plot point, not plot point, the bigger message. Sometimes you can't control your destiny or something. Who knows? You know. It's- yeah. Well, I mean, all in all, it wasn't terrible. I've seen terrible endings for sure. Hey man, that anime ending for Soul Eater, terrible. Manga ending and anime ending for Claymore, terrible. God awful. Anime ending for Gantz, disgusting. Oh, dang. Spit. Disgusting, boy. Come on now. Like that shit was fucking bad. So I'm okay. I'm okay with this. I don't need a rewrite. I don't need the anime. I don't need the fanfic ending. You know. I mean, I could say that I enjoyed like 90% of the story. Even though if I didn't like the ending, I enjoyed a lot of the story. You know, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. Did it fall a little flat? Could have could it have been like a 9 out of 10? Maybe, yeah. It definitely had the chance for sure. The ending was a little. I think you can tell how polarizing the ending is too. So it's not like I don't fault people if they say, "Oh, no, it's fucking amazing." It's the best ending ever. I don't fault people for that. But there are a lot of people saying otherwise, and I don't think they're just saying it to be the contrarian. You know, I don't think they're just doing it to be an ass. I think there's valid points for both sides. I mean, you know, just depends on how much BS you can take. How much BS can you take? That's a real question. You know. But yeah, uh, and that's it. I mean, look, we are at 43 minutes. I did not expect to be talking this long. Uh, yeah. So next week, try to get another episode in. I do not have a set schedule yet. I wasn't even sure I was gonna make this one. I'll be quite honest. you know, but I'm glad that I was able to do this, and I didn't expect this episode to go perfect. I didn't even know really what I was going to talk about. I'll be honest. I didn't even know I had 43 minutes, 44 minutes worth of material to talk about. But here I am. So now that I did one, I think I'm pretty confident that I can, keep this going. Maybe go for an hour or so. And yeah. Oh, and hey, send me your anime questions. I would love to. If you guys have any anime questions, please drop them on YouTube. You know, follow me on Twitter at SidTheHaze. Ask me questions there if you want. DM me. I don't know where people see this stuff at. Uh, but yeah, and yeah, that's it. That's episode 1, baby. Sid's Anime Corner, episode 1. See you guys for episode 2. Peace.